we have worked a lot around in the rear portion of the tank to keep it really narrow so that any sort of customer or rider can use it. The bike is actually suitable for people with experience because when you think about adventure, obviously the very first answer is, okay, I need to be proficient.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Royal Enfield Ride Pure podcast, and I'm Adarsh. Today we're going to be talking about the all-new Himalayan, a motorcycle that's built by the Himalayas. We're in the Himalayas. On the first of this series, we've got Lorenzo from the Vehicle Dynamics team, a guy who leads product development for the all-new Himalayan. Welcome, Lorenzo.
Thank you very much.
Lorenzo, when you're in the mountains, plans change. Can you tell us a little bit about the all-new Himalayan and how the Himalayan is actually ready for it?
Well, how is it ready? I think from my point of view, is a relatively easy question because that is exactly how we thought about the bike. We started thinking about the fact that we wanted the bike to be ready for the mountains. We wanted the bike that is a globetrotter, able to go everywhere. So how did we achieve this? Pretty much, I have to say, every component has been designed for the function, starting from contact to the ground. We got tires which are able to perform both road and off-road. Going up, suspension, we got new technology. We got upside down forks. We got modified RSU with a racing rate at the rear. We got new technology on the ABS system as well. Thinking again about the mountains, you have to think how the forgetting about weather, for example, when we say the mountain has got its own plans, things could go very tricky. But even taking a step back, thinking about how the road changes, the road over there on the Himalayas can be very big with a perfect tarmac for high speed cornering and almost like a track condition, and can go into very narrow, steep hill conditions with cliffs. That is what we designed the bike for.
The OG Himalayan, it actually created a movement. People took the bike and really started on adventure. It was very accessible, unintimidating, confidence inspiring. People have gone, and taken the bike to the Himalayas, but they've also taken it all around the world. Can you tell us a little bit about the evolution of the Himalayan and how we kind of retained the same things that people loved about the original Himalayan and added a lot more? Can you tell us a little bit about that, please?
Yes, so about that, we have done a lot of work mainly on the packaging of the bike in the central section. So all the new components, thinking about performance, they are not invasive into the riding experience. Whilst in the central section, we managed to keep the bike very accessible with a low seat height. We have worked a lot around in the rear portion of the tank to keep it really narrow so that any sort of customer or rider can use it. The bike is actually suitable for people with experience because when you think about adventure, obviously the very first answer is, okay, I need to be proficient in it, but that is not actually true. Anybody will be able to ride this bike. We managed to achieve an increased ground clearance, so again, for people who want and can go to, let's say, harsher or more extreme off-road, they can do this as well. So I think when you ride this bike, you still feel you're riding an Himalayan, but it is a much better product.
Absolutely. It was last year when I was riding the ED2 level bikes, and for a lot of the riding, it felt like I'm on the original Himalayan, but you go down a gear and it completely sort of evolves into a new, beast of a machine.
Yeah, I have to say that we believe we hit the target on that.
Absolutely. I think you've been able to retain that equilibrium between man, machine, and terrain. What the OG Himalayan kind of stood for. So congratulations on that. We've been putting out a lot of content. We've been putting out a lot of pictures, and a lot of the community have noticed the fuel tank and the way it is. Can you tell us why does the fuel tank look like it does?
Well, obviously the fuel tank is a combination of engineering, which is my side, and styling. There were two, let's say, main targets in terms of tank. One was to increase the volume from the original Himalayan, simply because we wanted to give a stress-free experience to customers. And when I say stress-free, I mean anybody able to jump on the bike and go around, almost forgetting that they need to plan for a stop for a petrol station or whatever. And obviously the tank looks a little bit bigger than the original Himalayan. We managed to achieve a 17-liter tank, and we can get over 450 kilometers of mileage. That was the first aspect. The second aspect is that the tank is really narrow where it meets the seat, and this will allow the customers, most of all, who is interested in doing off-road and riding standing up on the bike, your legs are not pushed out, so the control that you have on the bike, the feeling that you can trust the bike is amazing.
Wow, that's something. And 450 kilometers of range. So one fuel tank, you can go about 450 kilometers. That's actually much more than what most riders do. So I think congratulations on that as well. From a new Himalayan perspective, can you tell us, you've been riding in the Himalayas with us, with journalists, etc. How does a new Himalayan perform in its native environment, and what are the changes that you see in the chassis and the vehicle dynamic side, and how have you been able to achieve what the motorcycle does in terms of the behavior?
How does it behave? Well, I'm gonna be very direct. I think it behaves in an excellent way. Again, probably this is coming from the fact that we thought about that at the very start of the project. We knew what we wanted and we worked in that direction. How did we achieve this? I think it's mainly through the geometry of the bike. The bike is, like I said earlier on, if you think about high-speed roads, the bike is very stable. It gives you confidence that you can approach a corner like if you were on a track. Vice versa, if you are on a very technical, slow-speed section off-road, the bike is very, very balanced. You are able to literally just touch the bars and being able to keep it up.
So I think, Lorenzo, I wanted to talk to you about the suspension, and that's really coming from what adventure tourers have to do, right? Adventure tourers have to be many motorcycles rolled into one. They have to be road bikes when there is a road. There have to be tourers when there's highways. There have to be off-road bikes when there's off-road. So can you tell us a little bit about how you managed to set up the suspension?
Yeah, I think your question is perfect. You summarized exactly what we were trying to achieve with this bike. This bike is not just for enjoyment of the riders that can go and want to go off-road, but also people that just want to go on the motorway and have some touring. So we have worked to achieve both conditions, let's say comfort, but also performance.
So Lorenzo, thanks for kind of sharing all the details with us. If I can ask you one question, what's going to be, or what is your favorite feature on this motorcycle?
If I can, let's say, modify the question and not tell you a feature in particular, but a behavior, I think my favorite about the bike is the fact that you can take it, go wherever, and you get feelings that you can trust the bike. The bike is easy to handle. You jump on it, and wherever you are, whatever kind of road, easy, difficult, in the middle of a river when you're trying to cross it, you can trust the bike. You always feel in control.
That's amazing. And last question before we let you go. What are your plans with this bike? What are you going to do next? Where are you riding? What's the plan?
Well, the first thing is I'm going to buy one.
Thank you, Lorenzo. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you very much. Thanks to you.